it's in that opportunity of refining, as identifying and then refining, that we're able to plug significant holes. Where are we experiencing disappointment, failure?
This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black entrepreneurship, politics, news, and events in Hampton Roads and beyond. Greetings.
Welcome back. It's the 108th edition of Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham. It's time now for one of our sponsors, Ms. Lori Ruffin with the amazing COO team. How are you, Lori?
I'm doing well. How are you, Blair?
Lori, I'm doing well. Can't believe we are literally wrapping up 2020 and transitioning to 2021. So I am blessed and doing well and busy. How about you?
Yes. I am doing well. I would say, I'm experiencing both gratitude and grief at the same time, and on a personal level, and it's, our lives are fully integrated, professional, personal. We're the same person that shows up in the different spaces of our lives. And so, I feel like I'm full of both right now.
Wow. Yeah, I think we can all relate to that on some level. So thank you for your transparency, for sure. We started the conversation with Les Brown today, focused on what business owners need now. Of course, Les Brown comes from a mindset perspective, and definitely had a powerful chat there. I know you were focused on systems and people and strategy and operations, and so I'm hoping that you can shed light not just on kind of where we go from here, but also just what you are seeing with regard to the resilience of the business leaders that you're privileged to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. To state the obvious, this year has been a very tumultuous year. Everything from COVID to the ever-present undercurrent around race bubbling up to the surface. There's been financial impact around each of these things, and we've had a crazy election cycle. There's just been a lot. What I found is that organizations that have kind of really acknowledge that, wow, things are really crazy right now, and have kind of, instead of burying their head down, but have kind of opened their eyes and embraced sitting in the reality and really understanding it for what it is, have been able to ride the waves, better than others. I just mentioned just even that whole idea of gratitude and grief. One of the things that I've been thinking about that I think relates to the resilience factor of organizations is how it's been helpful for organizations to really harness the power of reflection to propel themselves forward. I'll say that again, harnessing the power of reflection to propel themselves forward. And I think it's when we become really honest about where we are, the things that we can celebrate, that are assets, that are strengths, that are capabilities, and, value propositions, the good things that we have that can be used. I think it's been helpful for organizations to really get in touch with those things, while other things might be falling apart, to say, what can we leverage to ride this storm well? And then on the other side of that coin, just kind of getting in touch with what is not working. Where are we experiencing disappointment, failure, weakness in our systems? Sometimes when things happen, they reveal that our systems aren't actually either present or they're not as strong as we thought. And so I think kind of being able to really look at our reality through both of those lenses of celebration and gratitude for the great things, and then grief and realization for the things that are not as together. I think somewhere between both of those, we're able to kind of better navigate, our situation and operate with resilience.
Yeah, beautiful thought. It just really brings me to a place of thinking about our organization and the pivot that we're making internally and bringing aboard new board members and spending many hours this year in a space of reflection and strategic planning. So, yeah, I concur. And so what are some of the touch points that you have established for business leaders to engage in this kind of introspection?
Yeah, so one of the tools that I'm really excited about, actually, it's going to be available within the Black Diamond Weekend program magazine, is a diagnostic for an organization to kind of go through a checklist and kind of see where are we as it relates to a certain number of factors. I won't give the whole thing away because I think I'm really looking forward to folks seeing it when they enjoy the Black Diamond Weekend experience. But just having a diagnostic that really helps an organization look inward. Sometimes we don't know the questions that we need to ask ourselves, but with us, the COO team, we are systems thinkers. We're strategic thinkers that support visionary leaders. Mm-hmm. We've developed frameworks to help organizations be introspective and ask the right questions. And so we've looked at the main kind of systems that organizations need in order to be scalable and sustainable, and we've converted those systems into questions where an organization can really say, where are we in these factors, to find out where they are right now, and which then kind of helps towards that next step, which is how do we close the gap?
Yeah, incredible work. Love what you do in that space. Definitely a gap. I think you have found a brilliant niche. I always pause before I say that word. Niche, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. You found it. And then even in thinking about the weekend, I thought it poignant for established business owners, 5 years plus, to be able to have a conversation with you around, how do I develop strategy for where I am now? It's different. When you're a startup, there's kind of like, okay, let me just get off the ground. But once I've gotten a few years under my belt, what is that transition? How do I organize from this point, right? Which is no longer zero. So I built some stuff, and some of it may need to be, broken down a bit. And what are some of those kind of practical tools that you're able to help those that are not necessarily at the ground floor of their organizations to be able to grow from?
Yes. So I would definitely say, 3 to 5 years in is the perfect time to take a step back and really take inventory of it all. So when an organization is getting started, there's a lot of energy and excitement about this solution that we have to solve this problem, like whatever that is for your organization. And so in the beginning state, the visionary leader is, trying to find customers. They're busy selling, trying to see what people will buy. But 3 to 5 years later, if you've lasted that long, that means you found people who need your service or product. That means that you have, if you're on the nonprofit side, you've raised some money, you have delivered your services. If you're on the business side, you've found some customers and you've sold your product or service. Now we need to find out what has all of this taught us. So where are we winning? Where are our customers and our clients really satisfied with what they're receiving from us? And that way we can know what to build on. But then where are we feeling stress? Where is our system experiencing stress? Is our team hustling all the time to get certain things done? Are we having communication issues? Do we have clarity around our growth goals? These are some of the different areas where we would encourage an organization to take inventory. So it really just kind of goes back to taking a strategic look. So one, are we still clear that on what our our main point of impact is. Like, have we needed to adjust that? Do we need to re-articulate that now that we've learned from the market how people are responding to what we do? And so, let's clean up the articulation of that so that we can make sure that we're clear about our North Star inwardly and externally. And then, literally, where are we experiencing strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? So usually operationally, there are some ways that you're winning, but then there are ways that you're like, oh my gosh, we pull through and we kind of get it done, but it's costing us a lot of money, or it's costing us a lot of time. The experience isn't delightful for our team, which can lead to turnover, or maybe even we're dropping the ball with our clients or our partners. And so we'll want to stop and identify those things and name them, because then that next step is, now we're gonna set some goals around which of these issues are causing us the most challenge. So Pareto's law says it's usually 20% of anything that impacts 80%. So we'll want to find what are the 20% of the issues that are causing 80% of the inconvenience or the inefficiency. Let's zero in on that, and then develop systems to fix those problems. Because what we'll see is it's in that opportunity of refining, as identifying and then refining, that we're able to plug significant holes. Because there actually may just be a few handful of things that are actually causing the majority of our problems. But if we don't stop, then we won't actually be able to identify them and then fix them. Yeah. So, one thing that we are doing, we realize that a lot of people are strapped for time, have been living on Zoom the majority of this year, and, people are tired. And also for those who are like me and have children, school-age children and or younger, you've been doing all the things while trying to lead your organization. So, what we have designed is an intensive that really prioritizes those critical questions. And basically, we've set aside 2 days next week after we get past Thanksgiving, but before Christmas, to really look at an organization strategically. What are the key strategic elements around their vision and kind of that assessment of what's strong, what's weak, what should your goals be going into 2021, so that we can really do a hyper focus, like a laser hyper focus on detailing those things. And so that's day one, and then day two is focusing on the team aspect. So if once we determine where our goals are,
we are so stuck.
What do we need?
Oh man, we just got to the good part.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. We are completely out of time. And thank you all for tuning in to Black Wall Street today, where we're building minds, building connections, and forging the path ahead toward a business success in the Black community.
This show is brought to you by Positive Vibes Incorporated, our consulting services. We do credit fixes, tax resolution, we lend private money to real estate investors, and we do debt consolidations. Basically, we put money in your pocket when you need money. We put money in your pocket when you need money. 757-932-0177.
Phenomenal. Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram, and then follow us on Twitter as well at BWS Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said, and I will continue to say, that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party. Phenomenal.
Hey, yo, when I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say Black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street.